3 seconds, maybe 3 seconds, 2.5 seconds actually. I don't have a very good timer. 3 seconds though, not more than 3 seconds, is how long it will take me to prove that Tyreek Hill, the Miami Dolphin wide receiver who was arrested on Sunday, was framed by the Miami Dade Police Department. 3 seconds. 3 seconds. 3 seconds for me to prove that the Miami Dade Police Department framed Tyreek Hill when they arrested him allegedly for reckless driving. 3 seconds to prove they were lying. They framed him. 3 seconds to prove that the Miami-Dade Police Department was lying when they arrested Tyreek Hill on Sunday, I think it was the 8th, for allegedly driving without a seatbelt. 3 seconds. 3 seconds. Think about that. All of the coverage on this, and there's not been a single other person out there who has told you the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth, and I'm not going to just tell you the truth. I'm going to show you the truth. The truth of the matter is that the Miami-Dade Police Department framed Tyreek Hill. And when they did so, they showed their absolute lack of respect for this community, because they didn't just arrest Tyreek Hill. They arrested his teammate, put him in handcuffs and arrested him. And by the way, and let me be clear, the pundits, ESPN, which I can't stand because of their duplicitous nature, they just play these games. It's like the Caitlin Clark thing where they act like, oh, we weren't shitting on Caitlin Clark. They were. What else ESPN does is this, is if there's any issues involving race or something like that, instead of getting a lawyer, a real lawyer, they parade out, in this case, African-American ex-athletes and have them pontificate on the law, even though they don't know anything about the law. 3 seconds is how long it's going to take for me to prove to you that ESPN is complicit with the Miami-Dade Police Department in covering up this blatant racial discriminatory act by its officers. 3 seconds, by the way, is also how long it's going to take me to prove that the African-American community is broken. The African-American community is broken. It has no leadership. It has no lawyers. It has no agents who are willing to step up and fight for Tyreek Hill individually and the African-American community broadly. You guys know this. I say it over and over and over and over again. We as a multicultural community must stick together. We have to build our own industry. We have to build our own lawyers. We have to have our own politicians, because when people come after you, they will take from you that which is yours unless you can stand up for yourself. This Tyreek Hill situation is proof positive that the African-American community is done. It's done unless they make a gigantic change. And I frankly don't see it. But I'm going to point this out. I'm going to point it out, and I'm going to call out every African-American athlete who has an agent who hasn't walked to a podium and said, this is discrimination. Go get a new agent. Every African-American athlete that doesn't have an African-American lawyer who will walk into a court and make basic arguments for your client, you need a new lawyer. It's gutting this community. It's gutting us. I consider myself African-American. I'm part African-American. I'm 100% multicultural. 100% multicultural. And this is for my community, my multicultural brothers and sisters, but it's also for the African-American brothers and sisters out there. Get some basic, competent representation. In order to stop someone, let's get this out of the way first. Before you can do anything, before the police can put a hand on you, they have to have what's called probable cause. Probable cause means that it's likely, not 50% or more, but there's a chance, there's evidence to show that a crime was committed. Here's the bottom line. Tyreek Hill, of all people, actually had the law right. When they pulled him over, Tyreek Hill rolled down his window, which he did not have to do, and he handed the Miami-Dade racist cop his driver's license and his insurance. And then he rolled the window up. That's all Tyreek Hill had to do under the law. If the police did anything beyond that, it is unconstitutional. It is an illegal stop. It is an illegal seizure. Let's get that out of the way right now. That is 100% true. And not one African-American lawyer, not one African-American agent has enough basic understanding of basic constitutional law to know that fact. ESPN knows it. ESPN knows for sure that the Constitution says I don't have to, unless if you pull me over as a cop, if you don't have probable cause to stop me, you can stop me, you can ask me a basic question, but beyond that, you can't do anything. That is our constitutional right. Tyreek Hill did everything. He went above and beyond. You don't have to hand them your driver's license. You certainly don't have to hand them your insurance card unless they have probable cause to believe a crime has occurred. They can't touch you. They can't throw you to the ground, and they can't handcuff you without probable cause to show that a crime was committed by that person. Not one black elected official, not one black lawyer, not one black agent, not one Caucasian agent who's made millions and millions of dollars for black athletes have walked out and given that basic legal premise. That's bizarre. That's nutty. Go on YouTube. There are YouTube stations that go over and over about your rights when the police pull you over. You don't have to be nice to them. You don't have to be cordial. You don't have to say, "Oh, sir, sorry. Massa, I'm sorry." You don't have to do that. Tyreek Hill had it right. This cop illegally pulled him from the car, assaulted him, threw him on the ground, handcuffed him. Every single bit of it was unconstitutional. It was unconstitutional, and they knew it was unconstitutional, and ESPN and all of the pundits have absolutely 100% refused to admit basic facts of law. The police can't stop you without probable cause to believe something has happened. They could stop you. They could say, "Hey, what's going on?" But they can't touch you. They can't arrest you. They can't pull you out of your car. They can't put you on the ground, and they can't handcuff you without probable cause. Tyreek Hill did everything right, and the Miami-Dade Police Department did every single thing wrong. I'm Michael Fletcher, and there's going to be more on this. Like and subscribe, because I'm going to tell you the truth. This is important for all of us. Remember this. To be multicultural has nothing to do with your skin tone. It has to do with your multicultural experiences. Guys, we have to remember that. We have to stick together. This Tyreek Hill situation is a warning. Like and subscribe. Understand that I'm not just here rambling. This is important to us. We could be Tyreek Hill. Your kids could be Tyreek Hill. If the African American community doesn't pull it together, that's going to happen more and more and more. It's a warning to us. Let this be a warning to us. But I'm still going to help Tyreek Hill, because we're going to help Tyreek Hill, because what they do to Tyreek Hill, they could do to us. Tyreek Hill was treated unconstitutionally. They could not stop him. They could not arrest him. They could not handcuff him. And someone needs to say something, and I will do it. I'll be the one. New podcasts come out right after this one, and I'm going to show you the law. Here's what's stunning. Under Florida law, you can't arrest somebody for not having their seatbelt on. Tyreek Hill was arrested for not having a seatbelt on. You can't arrest someone for not having a seatbelt on. You know what else? You can't arrest someone for saying, "Give me a ticket." You can't arrest someone. Tyreek Hill could have said, "Go screw yourself." And he didn't. This is outrageous, and what's most outrageous is the lack of competent response from our African American brothers and sisters, or from even their Caucasian agents and lawyers, or from ESPN. This is a warning to us as multicultural people. We have to stand up for ourselves. I'm Michael Fletcher. This is the Fletchcast. I don't mean to be pissy, but this is a big deal. Thank you. Like and subscribe.